Alright, good morning and welcome back to our channel Princess Seat. Today remains the 12th of August 2025 and we bring you another updated content on new revelations concerning the expectation of the masses. Just we know that the last that was said was that on Thursday by Pastor Donald Obasio Corey, the team lead would come from whatever abroad country to Abuja here to finalize the space of disbursement. Now, listen to Andy Bright this morning as he speaks on some clear revelations again on the insider report. And I think we're getting to the point where every lie that is being covered or every what appears to be untrue are going to be unveiled, and what is real definitely would be held onto by all expectant beneficiaries. Pay attention to what Andy Bride has to say in this submission and catch your feel in the comment section. Let's meet right about there. Andy Bride, your time now.
We speak Igbo, and there's a saying in my place, when you want to greet in the traditional way, you say, cha 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 Igbo kwenu. They will sound, eh, Igbo kwenu, oh, Igbo kwezo no, eh. Now, there is this saying that when cha 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 goes beyond the normal, it becomes madness. Yeah. Imagine somebody, instead of him to say cha 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 Igbo kwenu, he begins to say cha 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 cha. Without completing it, people will begin to think, is this guy normal? And that's the saying. So gentlemen and ladies, I want you guys to relax. I've received about 3 calls this morning concerning a certain voice note that said somebody is coming on Thursday to flag off disbursement. That they will have a meeting, whatever date from then, it will be final. This fellow, I'm sorry to say, not informed. I'm just sorry to tell you this. I'm not even saying that disbursement is happening today, tomorrow. You see, what I don't like in information dissemination is when you carry out some, what I call, unholy cover-up. You want to cover up some realities. I said in my previous voice note here that all we need for disbursement is here in this country, and I still stand by it. All we need for disbursement is in this country, and I stand by it. And somebody is telling you to expect somebody by Thursday. Well, you can choose to wait till Thursday for the person to come. Or you can also believe that all that we needed is already in this country. But the truth of the matter is, there are a lot of things being done underground, which I may not divulge to you right here. I may not have that opportunity or leverage to break it here. Those things must be done, and those things are ICT related. Yes, they must be concluded before disbursement can happen. That's the truth. Yes, there is a new thing is being, a new template, a new system is being worked out. Not system as in computer. A new order is being worked upon. And until that is concluded, we will not have disbursement. So what these guys will tell you is that somebody is being expected. They have already had a meeting. They have projected that by Thursday, that assignment must have been completed and maybe a date to be issued. But in fairness to the masses, nobody is coming from anywhere. Quote me anywhere. Okay? And I hate when people are talking with some sense of authority, whereas they know they are not telling us the truth. And they will make it sound or look like they are the only source of information in the community. I'm not saying my own information is the best, but I trust where I get my information from. Okay? I trust where my information comes from. And it has never failed. In any case, my source is always 2 or 3 steps ahead of the general things we hear in the public. And that is the truth. So please, disregard that issue of somebody coming on Thursday. If something is being done, as soon as that matter is rounded up, you get your money. That's all I can tell you. It may be this week, maybe next week, it may be upper week. Okay? But I was reliably told that the disbursement will happen this August.
All right. You know, it's laughable, and at the same time, it's all informative. See, the grand ecosystem is so complex, so complicated that everyone's trying to say they have access to information, and they speak it with all verbosity of authority. Like when you hear Ngozi Israel talk, Pastor Donald talk, Osim talk, Andy Bride talk, all of the information disseminators, all of them claim to, who again? Reverend Elibo. They claim to have access to the source, and everybody's fighting for who is real, who is true, that gives the right kind of information. But you know, that singular message from the secretary yesterday really exposed a lot of things. Now, Andy Bright says right now that there is a system recompilation that is currently going on, and the management had a kind of projected that by Thursday it will be completed, because it's a holistic redefining of the system, and it's not as though any official is coming from anywhere, which if you listen to that carefully, it sinks into the official update that comes yesterday that there was no any affiliation with any IMF, that UAAG is standing alone. I've released a comprehensive message on it, just if you note this morning. Listen to that with precision, understand everything, every details that was released in that voice note. I think it's so comprehensive. Now, this and the bright message has two sides to it. The first is that the people that claims to have the real information, they deal with it on half-truths, and majority of them claims to, be standing for God and, really a voice, and they are not telling the truth as it ought to be. Well, it's not because they are not saying the truth, but half-truth is as good as no truth at all. You understand? So they're just trying to stall the process or cover up the process so that we wouldn't know what is going on. But according to him, he also claims. Now, the same thing that happens to Andy Bright, as he's claiming right now, is the same thing that would have happened to Pastor Donald, as he claimed, to all of other ones that claim to have the real very source of information. So who do we believe? Now, this is where the issue is. First, let me say this before I drop the last statement. He said he was reliably informed that disbursement would happen in August. Reliably informed. Today is the 11th, I guess. Reliably informed. Now, if August pass and there's no disbursement, do you know that Andy Bright has joined the company and the community of liars? The company and the community of who not to be trusted. Now, this date that is being fixed by people always make a mesh of those individuals. We've seen them in time. A lot of them have made dates. The timeline was predicted, but it has come and gone. And our expectation appears like the rapture. That nobody knows the date or the time or the hour except God. And maybe if the sanctuary world comes to tell us right about this time, this date, expect, we should have some level of respite when it comes to expectation on the timeline. But Anne the Bride is not an official spokesperson of UAAG, neither is Osim, neither is Ngozi Israel, neither is Elibo, neither is Pastor Donald. All of them are just voices that comes to encourage the masses. Some of them in half-truth, some of them in unwholesome truth, some of them in speculations and predictions, but nobody actually knows the timeline except the UAG management. I was reliably informed. Now, Andy Bright also claimed that disbursement have started to the pioneers in some wing, and we have entered the wing C of his submission, which I think is expected to lapse out tomorrow, which is the 12th. I think that for the masses, for the beneficiaries, but I don't think anybody here, possibly if you have received an alert, let me know, because the wing C are the masses who were to receive disbursement, and by now you should be hearing pro in your phone, because he claimed disbursement have started, and it is for segregation of A to C. So that means A to B might have started and been concluded. Then it's either we are within the wing of C now, or we are lapsing out on C, which is the masses, and nobody has received. So who can you also trust Andy Bright? Can you trust Andy Bright? Can you say you trust Andy Bright? Trust only in God. He is our anchor. Trust no man. The Bible said, woe betide man who puts his confidence in man, a man whose breath is in his nostrils. Today he is, tomorrow he fizzles out, is no more anywhere. Say, put your trust in God. Yes, man promised us, but God would effect it, and God will still use man to bring it. God helps man in the things pertaining to man to help man in the affairs of men. So I believe that God will still use people yielded to bring this to reality. But this is the position of things right now. Trust God and pray some more, because heaven moves the hand that moves the world. And if you know that whatever thing is going on currently, that God is in it. But whatever God is interested in, Satan is also interested in it, so that he can bring a kind of a poverty, impoverishment, pain, disasters to people, and then weakens their expectations, downcast their morals. But God passed them all. Whatever it is right now, let your focus be on prayer. Trust God for what he promised that you would become, not what you are thinking you would become, but what God, the will of God, would definitely superimpose every will of man in every directions. So trust God, because he is going to bring it to pass, everything he has promised us. So if there is an internal stuff, and by projection it will be concluded by Thursday, by the time Thursday comes, just 3 days away from here, it will be said, all right, a major milestone again has been achieved, though the IMF team is around or they are not around. So when you hear again of the IMF team, go back to the official release of the sanctuary wealth. The secretary said they have no affiliation with the IMF team. Did you understand that? So begin to connect the dots together and know where the truth is coming from, where the real deal and details and information is actually real from, and just catch your rest. Catch your rest. Catch your rest. I have personally positioned my mind that the will of God is what will come to pass. And when God desires that this would come, it will come effortlessly, stresslessly. I don't abuse anybody. I don't blame or condemn anybody. And that should be our resolve. If you condemn the people bringing you information, if you condemn those that are saying it's going to be this time or not, and they failed, it will not bring the disbursement faster. It wouldn't. It wouldn't. It wouldn't do nothing. And this is where maturity comes in. You know, sometimes you can be angry and not abuse anybody. You just Now, somebody is angry because money has not come out, and you say, look at them, their head looks like coconut. Now, even if the head looks like coconut, can you change it? Can you change it? Can you even create coconut? Can you form coconut? Can you make those things that be not as though they were? So when you are afflicted on anything, you know what to do. You know how to address it. Pray, and you will have peace. That is the way to deal with it. You will definitely have peace. And going forward, that is what I want us to imbibe. This could apply to somebody in the house, not to majority anyway, because those that will still smack down on who they want to smack down on still persist. But I think going forward, growing upwards, you need to know that God moves the hand that moves the world to your favor. And after you've suffered a while, God says, I will settle you, I will establish you, and I will prosper you. It's a sure word of prophecy. Thank you very much. This is Princess. In case you're new, subscribe to our channel for more regular updates in time and precisely. Have a nice day. Bye for now.